Okay, we have this song called Baker Street, and it's written by Jerry Rafferty in 1978. And the structure of the text is there are 8 stanzas, at least in our example of the text. At this one, it's a little bit different. But in our text, there are 8 stanzas, and in it's like 4 lines and then 4 lines, and then in the chorus it's 3 lines and 3 lines. So that's how it goes. Yeah, but let's start a little bit about the characterization, about the setting. It's set at Baker Street in London, and it says that there are many people there, but no soul. So it's like people live on their own and they don't talk to each other, so they could be talking to each other and be friends and stuff like that, but they're just living their own lives. Yeah. And then about the teller, we don't know if it's a he or a she. It could be any gender, but the teller is lonely, and well, we'll just say he is drinking to escape from this cold city with all these people who are just living around on their own, and we think that he is trying to drink to get rid of his problems so he won't think about them. So because he's lonely, he will drink to try to make some friends, but it's like you're happy at the moment you're drinking and having a party, but the next morning it's all gone and you're still on your own. And then we got this person down here, the he, and we're not quite sure about the relation to the teller. It could be a friend or a boyfriend or whatever. Anyway, he got this dream about going to buy some land and settle down in a quiet town, but the teller knows that it's not gonna happen, because he will always be on the move, so he can't settle down and find rest and peace. Yeah, so as I said earlier, the narrator, the teller, is universal, so it could be anybody who tells this story, with any gender and status, so that also makes it possible that the listener of the song could be the teller as well. Yeah. And then if we go to the end of the song, there are a lot of positive words like shining and sun, morning and home. So they're all really like hopeful words. So we interpreted the ending as that you can catch the new morning and you can start over. But it's also like, so you can catch the opportunities, but you can also continue your life as it is and as it was the day before. And it says directly, when you wake up, it's a new morning. The sun is shining, it's a new morning. And you're going home, you're going home. So the home could be a new home or your old home. And then there are a lot of like different poetic devices. For example, we find this anaphora, which is like this. You used to think that it was so easy. You used to say that it was so easy. And this anaphora makes it simple to understand. And the anaphora is used in a way that it's making what can you say? It portrays that the opposite of what it said is true. So it's like, I used to think it was easy, so that makes it just more interesting that it wasn't easy, if you can say so. Yeah. And then we also got this epiphora, which is like, it's a new morning, it's a new morning. And this epiphora underlines the point within this sentence, that So it sounds good. Yeah. And the morning here means it's a new beginning, so there are new opportunities. And then there are a lot of rhymes in the text. For example, this: winding your way down on Baker Street, light in your head and dead on your feet. And these rhymes create a rhythm in the poem, so it's easy to find it. And the listener pays extra attention at the words that rhyme to each other. And there are really many rhymes. It's like at every end of each stanza there is a rhyme to another end of a stanza. So it's like everything and everything and now, and so it just goes on, and stone and home. And then about symbolism, there is this new morning that just symbolizes a new beginning, a clean slate. And then we found a metaphor as well, which is he is a rolling stone, that just symbolizes how he can never stop moving, that he will always be on the move, and that he cannot find rest. Yeah, so that was some of the poetic devices.
Okay, so we also found something very interesting in the vocabulary of the poem, and it's that as we talked about before, we had sort of a hope kind of theme, and the thing is that there's a contrast between the words in the poem with some positive connotations, but also with some negative connotations. So we have some positive connotations such as light, day, soul, happy, new morning, and then some negative connotations as dead, night, desert, cold. And the sort of good connotations is something that represents the city and the expectation that the main character had of the city. And then the negative connotations is what the experience then was with the city, and how the person thought it would, or have now thinks that it is like. And now we come to the theme of the poem. And we have thought that the theme is about finding the right place for you, somewhere that you actually feel like you're at home. And it's clearly something that the main character does not feel like, because the main character had some kind of dream about how Baker Street should be like, but it of course does not live up to the main character's expectations, and therefore the main character does not feel satisfied. She does not feel at home. But at the same time, the main character doesn't want to give up her dream, and therefore she just keeps on staying there, keep on hoping that something would change, that somehow she's going to feel at home at some point. But as we see in the text, it just will not feel like home. To the main character, the streets are empty, they're like a desert, the people seem soulless, like even though there's a lot of people, she feels alone, because the people are just like empty shells to her. And therefore the main character keeps on drinking her problems away, and sort of hoping for a new day every day, something that can keep her going and make her happy in the end. And that's also why in sort of the last part of the text, or it's actually the last part of the text, it says, the sun is shining, it's a new morning, and you're going home. And it's sort of to explain where the text leaves the character, because it's all about feeling home. And the end actually tells us that the main character now has a choice of either staying and going back into the endless circle of drinking and being unhappy, or actually, like it is with a new day, start fresh, move to somewhere else, and try to be happy somewhere else. And that's also why the song itself is actually pretty interesting when it comes to the part of the music, because the text might seem sad or a bit melancholic, but the music itself is actually pretty happy, so it makes sort of this contrast between happy and sad, having a choice, and then deciding what to choose, something that, you know, you want to be unhappy or you want to be happy.